All right, everybody, welcome back to the pod. Good morning. It's Sunday, July 30th, 2023. Well, okay, I'm yawning. I'm still kind of tired. I don't remember the last recording I made for a daily update episode, but it wasn't very, very recent. Sometime last week. Today's Sunday. I've made some recordings that I feel like I didn't post. I've been a little unorganized with my scheduling. The heat wave is throwing me off. Like, my energy is not always where I want it to be, and I've noticed that living with people now that it's hot most of the day lately, my folks have been up watering the plants and stuff early in the morning, around 8:30 in the morning. So that cuts into my breakfast time. It cuts into my podcasting time when I'm kind of like alone, my coffee time. And I've been kind of getting, distracted by that. It kind of drains my energy in the morning to be like waking up and still trying to get my day going. I kind of need like a couple hours to myself in the morning. Like, I prefer to not have to talk to anybody till like 10:30 or something in the morning. Like, I'm like, in the morning, I feel like my mind is not necessarily always clear. It might be foggy, but it's like I'm just trying to like adjust my mind for the day in the mornings. And I feel like having to interact with people a lot of times kind of gets in the way of that. It's like I didn't really like plan out my day. Like, I kind of plan out my day the night before sometimes. Like last night I did. And basically my plan is, just to do deliveries and go to the gym. Like, I don't really have a whole lot of like extravagant plans today, but that's all I need to be doing. Make money, exercise. That's all I need to do today. Of course, job applications, but that is just gonna come with the day. But let's see what the temperature is supposed to be. I don't even know why I check. But yeah, this heat wave has really been zapping my energy out. The high today, it says 79. Looks like we're gonna have hot weather all week. It's gonna be mid-70s by the late week, but then it's gonna be back up to 80s. I mean, I know in Southern California and over here in a beach city, it's easy to, complain a bit, but I know for a fact that just, a 30-minute drive across the freeway and it's melting out there. This heat just isn't pleasant. I was explaining to some family, we don't really have AC. We have like a fan system, but it's not cooled air. So we just have individual fans. I didn't even grow up with central air. My family didn't fix the central air till we were much older. I want to say I was in grad school by the time they started like actually getting the heat fixed. Otherwise we didn't even have heat. We just had space heaters and we couldn't even run them all at the same time in every bedroom. Our house isn't very well insulated. At least in my opinion, it's not. I feel like the windows, there's something with the windows. Like, they're really old, and I think that there's, I notice when I sit next to the window, like, when it's cold, you can actually feel the cold air. And it's usually pretty cold over here because of the ocean air, so there's that. Last night I wanted to sleep with my windows open, but I couldn't because it started getting noisy, as it does. And so, yeah, I wasn't able to sleep with my windows open the way that I wanted to. So I've been pumping my fan at like full blast. Most of the time I keep it on when I sleep, but kind of on a low. And I like that it kind of drowns out the rest of the city. And yeah, I just needed a couple days. Like I've last weekend was really hard for me. I did not have a good weekend. And then that kind of trickled into my week. So Saturday was a rough day last Saturday. Sunday was rough because of Saturday, but it got a little bit better. And then like towards the night, but then it kind of messed up a couple days of my week, but it also forced me to kind of do some things I needed to do for myself, because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get things done this week the way that I need to if I don't do certain stuff. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, just I was having some days of pain basically, and just like not pleasant. And then Wednesday I was kind of like fatigued and coming out of it, but mostly fine. But then in the evening I did some yoga. I think Thursday I went to the gym, had a good gym day. Then Friday, Saturday, my sleep was off Friday. I felt like crap. Well, Thursday night, I guess, because I had that C4 Thursday morning, and it didn't really wear off like I thought it would. So I had that C4. It kind of messed me over. And Friday was Friday? Thursday. Thursday was the day I had a bunch of stuff to do. An appointment. I wanted to do some deliveries, but didn't get to do as much as I wanted to. I had a gig in the evening at like 4:30. So yeah. And Friday I did a lot of delivering for very little money. I was over in Compton in South Central delivering, and it's like they get a lot of orders, but it's like little, like $2, $5 little orders like that. And I was like, yeah, it adds up, but it's like, dude, I don't live over here necessarily, so it's like I still gotta drive home. And I guess I made the stupid mistake. Like I drove like the 30 or so minutes there, because I told myself, I'm like, I'm just gonna drive till I get orders, and then it shows you where the hot spots are. So I just drove towards the hot spots to get orders. There was nothing in my area, nothing at all, not really. And so I just drove till I got one, and I drove to the area where it said to drive, and I drove right there, and I got an order right away. So but yeah, I did some orders, started getting back towards my house, and I got near Carson, and then I was like, okay, maybe I'll get some orders in my area, right? But I was like just between like my area and kind of like South Central area. And so I turned my Uber Eats app back on, and then it sent me back over there. So, because it was like 15 minutes away. So I was like, dang it. So I had to go back over there, and I was like, geez. So I ended up driving back over there because I was trying to get orders closer to home, but, I didn't turn on my app close enough to home. I should have kept driving. I was hoping to be like 15 minutes from home and drive around that area, but then it sent me back 15 minutes the other way I just came from. So I was like, dang. So I ended up, just doing that. until I started getting tired and I was like, traffic is getting bad. And it was Friday, so I got back to my area, had lunch, and didn't go back out Friday. Well, oh wait, did I? No, I didn't. And yeah, so that was Friday, Saturday, yesterday. I had a lot of stuff I wanted to do yesterday, but I was like, resting, just hanging out with my music. Got into some gospel music yesterday. Gospel just feels good, like sometimes I'm just in the mood for it. Like I was watching all these R&B movies, these movies about like R&B artists, and then it kind of, there's always that like people singing in church and things like that. A lot of people learn music in church. And I started thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty much why I kept playing music, is because of church. And I have some musical friends that I kind of speak with, but out here in LA, but yeah, in San Diego, I don't really have that. Like in San Diego, I don't really have any kind of, friends with a lot of musical interest. Like I know friends from down there that do, but they don't really live there right now. So, which reminds me, there's something I was trying to finish before August. But dang, like yeah. Yeah, I'm not sleeping enough. Today I woke up at like 7. This is late for me. Maybe it was like a couple minutes before 7, but when I looked at my phone, it was 7. I had some messages, one to send out and one, a couple messages to send out this morning, but otherwise I don't think I'm gonna really be online too much today. It felt good yesterday, kind of like being offline for quite a few hours and not doing anything. Like once I realized that I didn't want to do anything, it kind of took the pressure off. I was like, I think I just need a day to just like stop, get things kind of in check. So yeah, I woke up this morning feeling a version of refreshed. I feel like I'm refreshed, but definitely need to hydrate more. Definitely want to decide what I'm going to eat. But yeah, I'm kind of wanting to get up and get my day rolling, eat breakfast before everybody is up, and then get rolling before it gets too hot and before my energy gets zapped for what I want to do today. I've got some pods I'd like to catch up with from the gym, and just to get out in the city and drive around and get some work done before the whole city decides to wake up and before my energy decides to crash. I'd kind of like to just get stuff out of the way. Heinz has a new video out. I watched part of it yesterday. And yeah, I mean, I was wanting to have kind of a creative weekend. My mom is usually on the phone from about 3 to 4 or 2 to 4 or 2 to 3 or something like that on Sundays. And so I'm trying to get up and get back home so that the hours when she's on the phone, maybe I can practice some music or something. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff, guys, that I don't like doing in the house with people. I'm noticing it's like, when I'm alone, when I'm in the house, I don't really like doing certain stuff when other people are in the house, Like, I kind of don't like people knowing what I'm up to all the time, if that makes sense. Like if I'm practicing music or playing music, I didn't used to be like that, but I guess now I am. And then even the same thing, talking on the phone, podcasting, just anything pretty much. Like working out, if it's like a high impact workout or whatever. Like I don't really work out in public spaces too much. Like we have a bike in the, like a stationary bike in the living room. On occasion I'll sit on it like a little bit, but not really, but that's about as much as I'll do in a public space. Like usually I just like to be to myself and people can guess what they think I'm doing. Like I don't really like to share a whole lot of every detail of what I do, either in noise levels or just talking about it. I kind of like to have my creative projects and like keep them to myself for the most part, but yeah, I got a bit of a creative bug going on, so I've got the piano out. It's been kind of out, and yeah, not out, it's always out, but I cleaned it off yesterday. I wiped it down, so it's ready to use pretty much. I need to give it a once over just to dust it a little better. But my room gets real dusty. I know everywhere gets dusty because I don't really dust. I'll be honest about that. I'm trying little by little to kind of get my stuff, get it together. I need to get a duster. That would just be easy. It's easy. I think it would be easier than, like, I basically use those Clorox wipes, and just Clorox wipe down everything. Eventually, but I don't do it like every week. I try to clean my bathroom once a week. I try to clean my floors. I don't know. It's hard when it gets hot. Like whenever there's a heat wave, I feel like I have an excuse to just not take care of things. But I also like my space a little cleaner when it's hotter out because it just feels a little bit better. But I'm not as cluttered. I'll be real about that. Like I'm not as cluttered as I was. Like I've decluttered a lot. I've got still my desk drawer and like 3 drawers on the right of my dresser that I need to kind of go through. I mean, honestly, I think I could throw away everything in those drawers, but I don't know. It's kind of like the way my room is arranged, if you want to call it that. I don't have like a lot of counter space, like a lot of space to keep things on. I try not to keep that much on my desk. I do end up keeping some things on top of my keyboard. Like I have a little pouch of electronics and then my pouch with my little active cam gear. I keep those kind of on my keyboard. I took some of my music books off my keyboard and put them on my desk, but otherwise I haven't kept a lot of stuff on my desk. I was playing some Magic the Gathering the other day, so I have some of those cards on my desk. I have 2 night side tables that are pretty much cleaned out. 3 of the 4 drawers are cleaned out. The top drawer of 1 I kind of use for like things that I get maybe in the mail that I'm like, okay, like I'll look at this later. And then some of the chargers and like maybe earbuds, headphones, if I eat in my room, I have like a placemat, like some napkins, stuff like that. Water bottles that I'm going to be drinking out of, I kind of keep them in there. So yeah, I have a bedside table that has that on it, and then my other one, I keep this sketchbook on there, and then I also keep on there a tape recorder. I don't know why, but I do. The tape recorder actually has a radio built in, like an AM FM radio, so that's kind of cool. I don't think it's Bluetooth. Maybe it is. I don't remember if it's Bluetooth. I bought the thing. I hardly use it, but I got it for recording music. I really just need to get back into the music. That's kind of what I'm realizing. It's like, I don't know why, as a creative person, I don't know why I kind of forget, that I'm creative, or ignore that part of myself a lot lately. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things I kind of ignore lately that I kind of grew up doing that I know helped me get pretty far. It helped me cope with a lot of things. Just easy things like being active and, practicing music. Like, two things. Those are two things. It wasn't like some kind of rocket science situations, but like, yeah, those are like two things that I would do, that kind of made me feel like, I'm being creatively productive on a regular basis. Then somewhere down the line, I kind of just started ignoring those things. Stopped doing them so often. And it definitely helped for things to kind of fall apart more. I feel like I'm not as happy of a person when I'm not being active, and when I'm not, being creative. Like, those two things, like, if I take those out completely, it doesn't necessarily make my life better. I've definitely noticed that. So I try not to go a whole week without doing anything, but I honestly haven't done a lot of creative stuff in a while now, and it's kind of a problem. I'm like, man, like, I need to kind of get back in it, because I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I do spend a lot of time trying to like manage my energy and things, and I'm like, I just think I just need to put my energy into stuff that just works for me. It's always worked for me. Just take the energy and put it somewhere, productive. Like, what's more productive than working out? It's like, you feel better afterwards, you feel better during. Your head isn't just like in whatever space, you're just kind of focused on what you're trying to get through. And not trying to use exercise or things like that as a way to like not be like mentally present or emotionally present or anything like that, but it's just like, I do feel like I kind of allow myself to be more absorbed by the mental and emotional stuff, and I'm not really putting that energy anywhere. So that's probably contributing to why I just get into these cycles of just not feeling too great. Like, I think my energy isn't really being spent on things that I find very valuable. Like, job searches to me are not valuable. What I do for money right now is not valuable for me. I mean, I've used delivery services before, so I know like they're very handy and convenient, but for me, it's like I am not like aspiring to do this. It's kind of a hassle. One thing right now that's making it kind of a little more enjoyable, if I want to call it that, is just because the car I'm driving has really good AC, and I do like driving around. I've as long as there's not traffic, I like driving. So if that makes sense, I'm like, I enjoy it when I'm not dealing with like traffic all the time. So there's definitely that. But I might do some writing today too. For me, music and writing kind of come hand in hand. It's kind of like a weird thing. Because when I'm writing, I'm not always thinking musically, but sometimes when I want to think lyrically about something, and it's like I've got like I don't usually create lyrics like on the spot necessarily. It's usually anything lyrical for me comes from something that I've probably done in the past, like something that I guess that's the best way I can explain it, from something I've done in the past. So like something I've written in the past, but I don't know. It's almost 8 o'clock. I need to make some breakfast. But I guess that's about all I've got to say now. While I've been driving around, those other days I was capturing some song clips by my audio app. Just recorded some clips of some music that I wanted to kind of find on Spotify. Today I'm gonna make the money I need to make for my subscriptions for the month of August. Subscription money. So YouTube Premium, which is now gonna be $18.99. I'm lucky that one of my friends is paying for Netflix for this year. Very nice. And then what else? I don't even know what else. Oh yeah, I want to get my Reason Studios subscription back up. I told myself whatever money I make today, that's going to subscriptions. So kind of challenge myself a little bit, motivate myself a little bit. This coffee got cold kind of quick. It's kind of weird. But alright, it's overcast this morning, a little foggy. Dude, shout out to the Southern California marine layer. It saves us, from some early morning heat. So alright guys, that's it for now. Thanks for listening.